My name is Pastor Felipe Parente. I'm from Brazil. The first time I came to Singapore, it was in 2019. Back home in Brazil, as a pastor, I always had a burden for generations, and I was praying, God, there has to be a way to impact generations even to a greater level. Back then, a friend of mine told me, there's this church. And when we were sharing, I was expecting him to say maybe a church in America, maybe a church in Europe, but then he goes, there's a church in Singapore. As I sought the Lord in prayer, I really, felt commissioned by him. You have to go to Singapore. So I took all the flighting time, 30 plus hours, and finally I got into Singapore. I have to tell you, my expectations before was maybe I'll just take part of a conference, 5-day conference will be like any other conference. But, the moment I stepped into not church, the moment I left the MRT, which is the subway station, I saw people greeting me on the streets already. Hi, Pastor Felipe, welcome to Singapore. They were calling me by my name. By the time I got to the lobby of the church, not even inside the temple, I was tearing already. For I could see so many young people, teenagers, young people. They had such a servant heart that caught my attention. This was the first impression I had. This is a culture, not only a movement. After that, service started. Great message, and I had a chance to meet both Pastor Hao and Pastor Leah and the pastors. That really changed my mind. I could see it's their heart. From that moment on, our hearts were connected. We are like-minded, like-hearted, and now I can see that GenerationS, it's not only a movement for one generation alone or for 10 or 2 decades. GenerationS, it's about the continuity of Christianity in the world. From then on, after 2019, I've been coming, so many times that sometimes I feel like Singaporean, But then, okay, I got this experience here. Let's try to get all what I've learned here in, GPC, the Pastors Conference in Singapore, and now let's take it back home. I started implementing day by day, small steps toward a goal. For example, I got back home and I made a meeting with all my leaders and pastors, and then I go, is anybody here tired? Is anybody here, really worn out? Does anybody here feel lack of servants in their ministers? They goes, yes, for sure. And then I go, you know what? I have the answer. We have 300 youth in our church willing to work. Why don't we just walk the extra mile and start training them and start empowering them, start telling them that they are able to do it? They had to learn what I learned here in Singapore at Heart of God Church, that generations, they are not replacements. Generations, they are reinforcements. So instead of just being replaced, it was a way to start teaching. I believe GenerationS is not just a message for one population to one country. GenerationS is for everybody. Let me talk to you not only as a pastor now, let me talk to you as a father. I have a daughter, her name is Isabella, and the first time she came to Heart of God Church, she was 14 years old. I think better than listening it from me, why don't we hear from Isabella herself?
Hi everyone, I'm Isabella and I'm 17, but the first time I came to Heart of God Church, I was only 14. And back then, I was so nervous and also so excited, because when I came, I thought I was only a pastor kid coming to a conference. But actually, I was so impacted. Everyone was so nice and everyone encouraged me. Also, a moment that I will never forget was one day during worship. I was with all the youths jumping, and in my mind I was like, okay, I'm so far from Brazil, yet we are jumping together praising Jesus. And actually, the first time I came, both Pastor Hao and Leah, they gave me the opportunity to pray on stage. And for me, that was so amazing because I was only 15 and they believed that I could do it. And for them believing I could do it, I also believed in myself. So that's something that really impacted me. So empower your youth and, give them the chance to grow generations in your church as well.
At that time, she was learning how to speak English, but even though she was so empowered and so believed in that she got the chance to pray on stage, that was life-changing for her. When she came back to Brazil, now she's helped me to build the church. She became a worship leader and she's helping me raise a new generation of worshipers. I want to encourage you, pastors. Maybe you've never come to Singapore, maybe it's far for you, like it's far for me, but let me tell you, it's really worth. You have to come to Singapore. You have to have, contact with this vision that is not only for Asia, it's for the word. It's time for generations to hear the message. It's time for generations to understand that it's about the kingdom. It's about the continuation of Christianity all over the world. Generations, this is the moment, this is the season. Generations are going to benefit from this vision in Singapore. May this message go throughout the world.